So Murphy, with that, have you tried to make an honest woman out of any of these BMs or no?
Yeah. I've been married 4 times.
Shit.
I've tried it,
What about
and I think
what about Marcus? What about getting Murphy? I'm sorry, damn it, I apologize. What about
yeah.
what about getting a vasectomy? You never thought about that shit. You said fuck them up.
I'm gonna be honest with you because when I got to the point of my life when I was being mental and I was being emotional, the emotional and spiritual part of vasectomy I struggled with. After 3 children, I realized that I couldn't act or live as just a physical being. I had to become mental and and tap into my emotions. And it took time. It took time to
Brother,
conquer each one of those.
brother,
And
you
I
hear what
say
you
to you,
saying? You said you got it. You put it all together at your third kid, but you had
no,
15
I
more.
didn't say no. I didn't put it all together. I got that I could no longer be physical because the conversation we're having is it natural to go around and sleep with women? And I'm
Okay, so
saying if you're not being mental or emotional or spiritual, it is not you're naturally going to go around and sleep with women because you're not going to be thinking, you're not going to be feeling, and you're not going to be having some type of self-worth or soul to even understand what the outcome or the circumstances or the wrongdoing you're doing. Because think about it, if you're a human without a soul and you're not thinking and you're not feeling, you're gonna go around
Brother
just
Murph,
talking shit.
all due respect, you see what you're doing as for what you're putting out. I think that revolves in your head to ease the pain of what you're
No,
doing.
no, no. I'm only. Don't get it twisted. Let me say this. It is unequivocally 100% wrong. It is beyond it. But the reality of what we are, and again, I'm speaking to the state of us as black males being created. It's a lot of brothers that are only physical, walking around being physical. When we talk
Okay.
about people being asleep or lost, it's because they're not using their mental, emotional, or spiritual state.
Okay, brother, I'm one that grew up in that trauma. Our traumas are different, but we are somewhat in the same peach bucket. You understand? But I didn't use that. I was in that hustling game when I was younger. I was doing those things. You understand? But there was a point where I'm old enough to know right from wrong. And I know you just kept, and we're using that benchmark of 2 to 3 kids, something that could have went real bad with the situation. You said you learned from that point on, but you didn't because you did it 15 more times. That's like there was a
Yeah,
movie
I
that
agree.
came out in the time of me and Shan's time called New Jack City, and Pookie got hooked on the pipe. He got
And then
clean
went
for a
back
little
after he
while,
went to the.
and then the brother said, "Nah, he ain't ready." You understand? And when he
I agree,
was
that's
able
what I'm
to
saying.
be around
And
that
that's why I
thing,
said there was levels. That's
let
why.
me land right quick. Let me land right quick.
Go ahead, land.
Pookie also told many different stories. I'm ready. I got you. And you know what he did? There was that classic scene, and Shan know it well, on the bed, conflicted, got that jumbo crack in there, and you
And
heard
he
that
snuck.
crack.
And he snuck it. And he snuck it. And he got high again. And that's
Brother,
what I'm saying
that's
to
what,
you.
hold on. That's what you're doing to us right now. And no disrespect, but every man here is listening. And listen, you've been through stuff. Salute you. But when you try to rationalize, and we're parsing it out, and you said you got the message at kid 2 to 3. Am I correct, Sweeney? 2 or 3, right?
Say
I,
three.
I didn't say I
But
didn't
you
say I
did
got the
15
again.
more.
Yeah, but that's what you. I think that's what you're not. The totality of my
I'm
conversation.
not
I'm
getting
trying to
it.
get you. You're not getting it. I'm saying to you, in order to overcome some of the trauma that we all go through, we all overcome things differently. It's levels. It's steps. When you go to a AA meeting, there's steps. It's a step for you to come there and sit down. Then there's a step for you to open up and communicate. Then there's a step for you can be a part of the class, and then there's a step till you graduate. I had to go through those steps. See, brother, you can't just, some people, I can't say you can't. Some people can. Some people can cut being off of dope just like that. They cut cold turkey. Some people, it's a step. Some people have to go to rehab. Some people have to go to rehab and then have to go to a therapist. It's steps to overcome. And I think when I said I got it, I was trying to tell you that I understood at that moment that I had to include the other things that make me up to be a human being, which is my mentality, my emotions, my spirituality. Because at the time of 3 kids, I wasn't tapping into none of that. I was only being physical and only acting in my nature and not acting as if I had like my brother said, a brain to make a decision. I'm making a decision, and I wasn't connecting with the fact that I made a decision. I was only connecting with that I was being physical. I was being nature, naturally being a male, going around doing this, and that, not understanding that. So I think the first step for me was to get and say I got it, where I got to include those. Then the step had to be where you have to incorporate, because being a man doesn't just mean physically protecting a family. You have to also be mentally strong. You have to be emotionally stable. You also have to be financially stable. You also have to be spiritually cognate. I think you have to. Those are steps. You don't just get all of it. And I think, and let me just say this: in the journey up to my last child, I got to the point where I was like, with my last child, where I was literally trying to just be a father and raise my child with a mother and make a family environment something that I found out through therapy that I craved. That went back to the foundation of not having parents.
So Murphy, with that, have you tried to make an honest woman out of any of these BMs or no?
Yeah. I've been married 4 times.
Shit.
I've tried it, and I think.
What about Marcus? What about getting Murphy? I'm sorry, damn it, I apologize. What about getting a vasectomy? You never thought about that shit. You said fuck them.
I'm gonna be honest with you, because when I got to the point of my life when I was being mental and I was being emotional, the emotional and spiritual part of vasectomy I struggled with. To this day, I realized that I didn't even have to reach. I didn't have to tap into my mental or my spiritual to not understand that I just felt like it was something I didn't want to do. Because if you feel like you don't want to do something, no matter what you think and what you believe, you ain't gonna do it. So where I'm at, even to this day, I learned that my mental state is enough for me not to. I don't even have to lay down with a woman and put myself in that position unless I know me and that woman are in the position where we can take care of a child. So I won't even put myself in that position now. I'm at like my brother Shane said, you get to when you get older men, you have a better better description of what you want. I think that's what he was saying about, how his journey went. He was saying he knew early on, he had a better understanding of what he wanted, what his focus was. And I think it took me a long time to figure out what my focus was.
So Murphy, that we can't. I don't think we should just gloss over that, right? I think that's important information. At what point in your journey did you start to get married? Like, what was the time span? You're saying four marriages. Like,
let's not turn this into an intervention. I know. I don't
really want to do that, but I think that's important for context.
I don't take it as an intervention saying, this is what I said. This is why I wouldn't do it over again. I wouldn't be able to have this conversation with 6 other brothers, and then other people hearing this journey and this testimony I'm giving. It's gonna help somebody, or it's gonna open somebody up to say, "Man, I'm glad I didn't do this," or "I'm glad I did this," or that's the point. That's really why I share my story with so many people, because it's to get the positive out of it.